Welcome to SethCraft. I operate the Thunder Laser Nova 35 for cutting and engraving. This has a 6-inch duct fan that pulls the smoke and fumes out of this machine, out of the room, out of the building to keep the air safe to breathe. In order to have enough airflow, normally you need to open a window or a door to have air pass through the building, into the machine, and then back outside. The problem with that is today it's 28 degrees. It would be so cold in my room. It also, my heat that I pay for would also leave the room, be quite annoying. And it also can be damaging to the machine if you're operating it under the 60 degrees recommended temperature. And in the summertime, whenever you have a cool and dehumidified room, you also don't want to be bringing in that outside air into your room. So what I've got is an air intake system here that I have for sale. Link in the description down below. I want to do a test today where I have the system installed, pulling outside air through the machine and then back outside. I want to test the temperature in the room. And then also I want to pull this off of here and run the same job with the window open and see how cold my room gets with the 28 degrees that it is outside right now. To do the test, I've got a laser thermometer and I will be testing to see the machine temperature and the room temperature as I perform this. So let's go ahead and get started with this test. Before we start, let me tell you about my air intake system real quick. We open up the lid. So the end cap, the sleeve, and the T here are all connected into one piece, and that prevents you from being able to knock these off. They are connected by magnets, so if I pull on here, I can actually get the magnets to come loose. As you can see right here, it's got lots of magnets. There is a notch system, and that keeps this piece attached to the T. So let me go ahead and remove this completely here. And you can see it's got a 9-inch by 3-inch hole, and that allows the airflow to go through the machine. And then down below here, it's got a 6-inch duct that will take the air over to a blast gate and then outside. I have a file set up here in my Nova. Let's go ahead and take a couple of temperature readings to see what we're working with. The display up here on my heater says 70 degrees. So let's see here. The front of the machine, 58 degrees with the blast gate open on my air intake. If we take the temperature of the inside of the machine here, 55. So that 28 degrees is already cooling the inside of my machine. So let's go ahead and see here, like a wall temperature, 62. Machine temperature over here, 67. So basically my room is hovering between 65 and 70. So let's go ahead and turn on the machine. It's going to do a line and an engraving, and we'll see if the temperature in my room changes with that file going. I picked a file that would take a little bit of time. That way we can get a good test of the air and whether or not the temperature is going to change. So let's just go ahead and see what this air intake system is at right now. So 55 here on the outside still. And the machine itself, let's see, 57 there. Move over here, 59. And got 67 still. 65 on the wall. So yeah, the room temperature itself is still holding nicely around mid 60s. All right, we'll get a lot more fumes here. You can see the fumes very quickly are pulled out of the machine, so that's working as it should. All right, there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and let that fume extraction fan turn off, and then we will see what the temperature is inside of the machine. All right, there we go. So the display up here on my heater, I don't know if you can see that, still shows 70 degrees in here. And like we were testing before, got 66 degrees, 66. So yeah, the room temperature, still nice, feels good, even though it's 28 degrees outside. Now, this has been running with that outside air. We got 54, 56, 58, 58. Okay, so I'm going to remove the T-piece up here and also close the blast gate, and that way it will have to have air from the room, and I will open a window and see what the temperature drops down to in here. I'm going to open this window right here, enough surface area for that 6-inch duct fan. As you can see, the vents here on the front are now exposed. They no longer have that air intake system. So as I'm starting that job in there, if I take a look here, 33 degrees, 36 out there, and the inside temperature like 50 on the sill here, and 58. So I do feel that breeze coming through. This 2-minute test may not be sufficient to really show the room dropping down much, but as you can see, it's annoying to have that window open. All right, well, the temperature in the room did drop down to 69, so 1 degree difference there. However, if I bring you back in here where the window is open, so for instance, down here, we got 55 versus over here where the window's not, there's 58. Yeah, so a couple of degrees difference already. Like I saw a 52 here, 51. So in the 3 minutes, the path here where the window is blowing through into the machine, it has dropped several degrees. And even in this room, 1 degree on my heater. So essentially, if you were going to run this all day or run this with long jobs, you can already see that the room temperature is dropping significantly here. So, I mean, to have this room right here be in the 60s and this one already being here in the like 53, 54, very quickly it's going to be cooling off in here. All right, let's get this system back installed here. Now that test was only 3 minutes long. Let's say you were to run the Nova for about 6 hours. This whole room right here would easily be in the low 40s, having that window passing that cold air through here all day long. So I hope you can see the benefit of having the fresh air intake, which basically pulls outside air through the machine and then pushes it back out. Like I said, this is the Nova 35. I've also got the larger machines in the works. This requires a much bigger tube, as you can see here, and that will hopefully be ready in the very near future. So if you've got the bigger Nova machines, it will work for you there. Like I said, I will have a link in the description down below for this air intake system. It's something that I make here in-house and has been working very well to keep my air temperature where I want it in my room and not have to worry about the outside air or humidity. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Seth with the SethCraft Shop, and I will see you in the next video.